Many Christian theologians are reluctant to identify the Old Testament Jehovah with the New Testament God of Christianity. The Christian God, they assure us, is a being of mercy and love. But this assertion is difficult to defend. While the old God was cruel, at least he restricted his infliction of misery to this life. The Christian God, however, reportedly extends this misery to eternity. According to the New Testament, Jesus repeatedly threatened disbelievers with eternal torment, and we must wonder how the doctrine of hell can be reconciled with the notion of an all-merciful God.
In the Summa Theologica, Thomas Aquinas offers the following explanation. Punishment is meted according to the dignity of the person sinned against, so that a person who strikes one in authority receives a greater punishment than one who strikes anyone else. Now whoever mortally sins against God, but God's majesty is infinite, therefore whoever sins mortally deserves infinite punishment, and consequently it seems just that for a mortal sin a man should be punished forever.
To my knowledge, no one has ever been accused of striking God, so the explanation must be that God, using some peculiar standard of justice, damns men to endless agony as punishment for insulting his infinite nature. Furthermore, God has complete foreknowledge of each man's fate, so many men are born for no other purpose than to suffer in hell. And why would God create a place of torment in the first place, unless he derived some kind of pleasure or satisfaction from witnessing pain? Whether the Christian deity of fire and brimstone projects love, or neurotic sadism on a cosmic scale, I can only leave to the viewer's conscience. Many theologians recognize the futility of attempting to reconcile eternal torment with benevolence, so they simply ignore the doctrine of hell or deny it outright. The liberal theologian Leslie D. Weatherhead defends this approach as follows.
When Jesus is reported as consigning to everlasting torture those who displease him, or do not believe what he says, I know in my heart that there is something wrong somewhere. Either he is misreported or misunderstood, so I put this alleged saying in my mental drawer awaiting further light, or else I reject it out of hand. By the judgment of a court within my own breast, I reject such sayings.
Put simply, the New Testament does not say what Weatherhead feels it should say, so he prefers to ignore the unpleasant and numerous New Testament references to hell through the unique epistemological process of knowing in one's heart. Or, put more simply, the theologian, and many other Christians like him, will believe what he feels like, contrary evidence notwithstanding. In medieval Christianity, a man such as Weatherhead would simply be declared a heretic, and probably lumped with us atheists for good measure, before being burned at the stake. It is the legacy of godless Enlightenment rationalism and humanism, however, that has curtailed and checked the power of the Church to do this to him, however. The sensible thing for a reasonable man like Weatherhead to do is simply drop the pretense of being a Christian theist at all, then cherish and live by the shared humanistic values he mostly erroneously attributes to the paradoxical scriptural Jesus.